Hi, my beautiful Pisces. Oh, Pisces, I love you guys. And some of my closest, dearest, most treasured people in my life are Pisces. You guys are connected in a really fun way. And you're also really, you're funny because, the thing with my Pisces friends is they're such truth tellers. I never get away with anything with you guys. It's like you will just get right in there and we'll get to the truth, which I love personally. I love that about you guys. And not only that, but you actually you're getting to the truth because you care so much, and I love that too. So before I get started on this amazing December and everything that's coming up with it, I am wearing Pink Loon's beautiful stuff. She just reopened her shop with all new handmade items. I'm going to leave her info in the description box, along with 15% off her entire store, a code for that. So please check her out, and that's just for you guys, my subscribers. Now, December is intense, you guys. December is intense, and in a great way, but it's just because we have these big shifts happening. It's just a time of kind of a sea change for everybody, because Saturn is going from one part of everybody's chart into a new one. Now, I'm going to go over some astrology while I shuffle these cards, and I have my notebook here because it's heavy enough stuff. It's important stuff. So we have the Gemini full moon on December 3rd. That has to do with your home and your family and your fourth house. What does your home space look like? Where do you need to make changes? This might be a really great time for you to get in line with what you need to change. Some of you, that may be that you move and you get an opportunity to move around that full moon. Some of you, it may be that you need to reassess how you're organizing your house, or who's in your home space, who's really close to you. It's just going to highlight that for you. Now, it's also starting at the beginning of a Mercury retrograde, which will go most of December. And also, there's some stuff with Neptune. I'm going to do full moon videos, so please check that out if you're interested in more about what that Gemini full moon is doing. And then we have a new moon in Sagittarius in your 10th house, of course, on the 18th. So this is about your reputation, what you're doing in the world. You may be reassessing where you want to put your energy. New moons are about planting those seeds. And since this is about what you do in the world, wow, your cards are just flying out, my friends. What you're doing in the world, you might be noticing that you're just wanting to reassess that. You're wanting to think about where you want to take things next. And then we have, of course, the big Saturn shift right after that new moon. On the 19th, Saturn is going to shift from Sagittarius into Capricorn. For you, that means we are shifting from your 10th house to your 11th house. So Saturn is a really structured energy. It likes to get things done and figure out how to get them done. It wants to be consistent about getting long-term things done. Now, in your 11th house, this is your friendships. This is the house of platonic friendships. This is the house of your community. This is the house of revolution and expansion in those areas about the collective. So you're going to be asked to look at where you need to do more work on friendship, where you need to do more work on your place in the collective atmosphere. It may be that you've withdrawn a little bit, or that you have questioned how much you want to give in certain respects to certain relationships. It's going to be a time of deep reflection on that. And Saturn's going to be asking you to really dig in there and get some work done. Now, a card just fell on the floor, excuse me. And it was the Hermit of all cards. Okay, so let's look at these cards and see what's going on for my beautiful Pisces friends this month. Now, it's really great. First off, we have the Two of Cups. Now, this makes a lot of sense with that Gemini influencing energy. A lot of you might be feeling that, you are feeling connected with those close to you. Two of Cups doesn't have to be just love, though. For some of you, this could really be that you are connecting very deeply with somebody, perhaps even an air sign, because the Knight of Swords is right next door. This can also just be that you feel connected with those one-on-one relationships, with those people that you cherish and value, with those people that you feel you can open up to and that are reciprocal with you and that can show up to your party. You might be finding that you're really connected there. You do have this kind of cutting Knight of Swords here, which is interesting, but it almost feels to me like a refreshing thing, like a breath of fresh air. I almost feel like, Pisces, you kind of have been craving something that kind of comes in here and gives some truth and gives some conversation and sheds some light on something that maybe hasn't been addressed. This can be about having some harsh conversations. Now, that Gemini full moon it's a little edgy, it's a little intense, it can be cutting. It's a communicative energy, and it can bring up big conversations that maybe are uncomfortable or maybe don't make you feel great. So When I see that cutting kind of wild, willing to just dive into territory unknown, I say hold back a little bit. You know, keep the peace. Now, I don't see too much challenge here with this because the Two of Cups is so sweet and soft and warm and inviting. It is about partnership. It is about happiness. So it lifts up this Knight of Swords to be a lot more about the romance factor. So for those of you dealing with an air sign or somebody who likes to be playful with words and is a little bit erratic and wild, it looks like to me like that is going to be supportive energy for you. Now, there is a big slowdown going on here, Pisces. A big slowdown I'm seeing in the cards where you need to just take a moment. Now, this is kind of a theme as we approach solstice and as we approach this big energetic shift with Saturn, and we have a Mercury retrograde pretty much all the way through past where the Saturn shift happens. We're all being asked to slow down. Now, you are being asked to do some grounding because we have here the Hermit, the Hanged Man, the Knight of Pentacles. So you could be dealing with a lot of earth signs. You could have a lot of earth signs in your life that you're trying to get clarity with, you're trying to get answers with, you're trying to work through some things with, because we do have the Hermit, which can be Virgo, and the Knight of Pentacles, which can also be Virgo, can be Taurus too, or Capricorn. But what I'm seeing with these energies is these are all about grounding, and they are all about taking a little bit of extra time. So, the Hermit is really, how are you taking care of yourself? Where are you pushing too hard? Where are you giving too much? And where do you need to just pull back and be with yourself? Because I know, Pisces, you guys got to go home and take some time for yourselves. This is about self-care. This is about the practices. How do you utilize your body? How do you push it too hard? How do you disrespect yourself by giving too much? This is about introspection, and it is very intense energy, and it is calling you to do some of that self-care. The Hanged Man, also introspective energy here, right? We are being asked to look internally at something. What is working for you? Because when I'm seeing these slowdown energies, intrinsically what I'm seeing here is that there is something that needs to be addressed. There is something that there is some reason why you're being asked to slow down. There is some situation or desire or concern that is being asked to be addressed, and so it's causing a slowdown so that you can look internally. Both of these cards here are really about just taking some time. Like if a job is really not making you happy, where it's stressing you out and you don't like it, it's okay. You don't have to make the decision this month, but just kind of be okay with saying, yeah, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to change. Be okay with just even saying that the first time, right? Be okay with saying, I'm done with this friendship. Be okay with saying that I'm done living in a certain house or in a certain situation. Be okay with saying maybe you're done looking at a relationship the way that you were looking at it maybe a few months ago. Maybe it has changed and you are no longer looking at it in that way any longer. There's some kind of truth that you've been holding yourself back from completely engaging with for a little while because it hasn't felt like the right time, or maybe it's felt that would rock the boat, or maybe you just didn't want to admit it. But here we are seeing you having to come full circle, which I think actually connects with this Knight of Swords as well, because the Knight of Swords is a truth seeker, and it's about getting to the point, getting to something, right? Now the Knight of Pentacles is interesting because this is a slow energy. Unlike the Knight of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles is like, I'm going to sit here and assess before I make any movements whatsoever. Now, what that suggests to me is, okay, you might come to the realization that you need to make a shift. You might come to a realization about where you're giving too much, or where you're trying too hard, or where you need to change, or where you want to change. Doesn't necessarily mean you need to rock the boat this month. You might need to take some time. When I see the Knight of Pentacles, and you might need to take some time and go internal and just get clear with what you're going to do next. Get grounded, get solid in your footing on what this is, so that you can make the actions that are right for you. Now, this is all kind of mid-month stuff, right? And there's a reason for the slowdown, because, you know, it's interesting. We have the Queen of Cups next. Now, this is great. This is like Piscean energy at its best, I feel like. Kind of coming back to your full power here, feeling that you are connected again with who you really are, what really works for you, and this is allowing you, whatever this addressing here with this grounding energy, whatever this is, it's allowing you to kind of be more in your natural state and feel a little bit more that you can just be yourself again. Once again, it kind of connects back to this Two of Cups too. Like there's some kind of emotional connection going on here that's really helping you and helping you grow and helping you feel very much that you are in your own skin and that you're in safe territory and that you can move forward. So we're coming back to yourself. It's almost like you may have felt that you left yourself for a while to get some things done, to try something new, to make adjustments, but it felt kind of like you went on a little bit of a journey away from yourself. You may be finding that you're kind of coming back home again. You're finding your center point again. You're finding your natural way again, which is fantastic. And that's important because I do see you doing the internal work, slowing down, addressing whatever this is that has been haunting you and you haven't been wanting to address it. There is movement coming next because we have the Eight of Wands and the Five of Wands. Now, this is action. This is making movements. This is making waves in the external world, in the real world. Now, the Eight of Wands is great. It's a forward motion. So you're making a change. By the end of the month, you might be finding that you are ready to make a change. You are ready to take action on something that has been bothering you for a while. And that it's just happening. When your body takes over and it's just like you've been waiting for the right timing and you have put it off and you've been holding back. And then it's just like you can't even stop yourself. Like it just has to happen. You have to have that conversation. You have to change that job. You have to clean that mess up that's been bothering you in that closet. Your body almost takes over. That's what the Eight of Wands is kind of like. But it comes with this Five of Wands, which is a friction card. And it doesn't have to be super destructive, but Five of Wands is a kind of bickering, sparring, fighting it out kind of energy. Now, this can just mean that might be some resistance somewhere in this process. Doesn't have to be. You might be resisting it. Somebody else might resist it. It could also be that in trying to avoid making the change, you cause friction as well. Something that's inevitable, something that's bound to happen, something that's been building up to happening can really bring with it some friction by the time it comes up. So what I'm kind of seeing here is in the slowness that we're being asked to, in the centering that we're being asked to do here, Pisces, it's allowing for this shift to take place. Like if you do your homework before this happens near the end of the month, I'm guessing, once we hit Capricorn season, once we hit this shift in the energy, you'll be ready for this in a way that won't be destructive. However, if you don't take the time and you're kind of just being irrational and just cutting right and left, you might find it's a little messier. Now, that's being highlighted again because the next card is the Queen of Wands. Now, the Queen of Wands is interesting. She's very different from the Queen of Cups. You could be dealing with some fiery energy here. You could be dealing with somebody who's a little stubborn, a little bit in their own element, the way that they want to do things. You might be dealing with somebody who's a little bit of a diva, possibly. But you know what the Queen of Wands also does, and this is where it connects with your journey. The Queen of Wands looks before she takes action. Yes, she is fire. Yes, she is passionate. But she does not take action before it's time. She watches and she pays attention to the details, and she has a lay of the land. She has a sense of where everything is. And therefore, when she makes a move, when she finally does go for something, it's at the right time. So when I see the Queen of Wands, it's always about timing. Don't push your timing this month, you guys. That is the theme that I'm getting here. Timing is everything. You are going to feel impatient. You are going to feel like cutting through. You are going to feel like just diving into something. Maybe other people will just feel like, no. Hold back. Wait. Assess. Be truthful with yourself. Be brutally honest with yourself. I love that. Write it down. Speak to your trusted confidants. Take your time. Because whatever this cutting action is, whatever this shift is, whatever this change is that really is refreshing. Honestly, this is refreshing energy. As much as it's a little conflicted, what it mostly is movement in an area that you've wanted movement for a while. So it's very refreshing, fresh air coming in through the window kind of energy. It is leading you to better partnerships and a new work situation. So Three of Pentacles is fantastic. It's your final card for the day, and I love this energy. This is about working well with others. So for some of you, this is about your career, what you're doing in the world, which is coming up. It's getting highlighted in the moon cycle the way that it is, right? It's highlighting what you're doing in the world. And so for me, I'm seeing a lot of you be getting very real with what you want to change, with what you want to be doing with your time and energy. You've been called to make some changes, and now you're really ready to make them. This is also about having people around you that get you and refining that so that you just are spending time with the people that want to help you forward, not the people who are causing this kind of drama and friction, honestly. These kinds of people over here are very supportive and get you instantly and make it easy. These people over here are in their own heads. They are battling their own battles. They will continue to make things difficult no matter what you do. And it isn't about you. It is about them and whatever's going on in their head. And you have to let this go. It looks like it's going to pop up, and there is friction and there is something shifting. But what I'm seeing here is you want to put your energy, Pisces, into the people that make you feel that there is flow. And so what I'm seeing here with this internal homework, this is really the heart of the reading for me. Slow down and look at the details. Some of those details might be really glaringly obvious lack in somebody who is not making you happy. Some situation is not working for you. And as much as you guys want to make it work because you are such heart and soul people and you're so amazing and you want to make things work, you want to sit down and talk it out, you want to try and improve the situation. Some situations just come with what they come with. And no matter how much you hit against it, it won't change. And therefore, you've got to release. You've got to go. So what I'm seeing here is you're coming to terms with that release. And that can be a little heavy, but mostly what I see is relief with yourself and with the situation, because you're going to be relieved to be truthful with yourself this month. You're going to be relieved to be truthful with what you really need. And therefore, you're setting up to be only in receptive, reciprocal situations from here on out. So be ready for some truth-telling inside of yourself, which is the harshest truth-telling because it's the kind of truth-telling that you can't run away from, because it's there with you all the time. So, but I think you guys are ready for that. You've been ready for that. You've been kind of gearing up for that, and now it's time. So this month is going to be beautiful. It's going to be a little slower, a little more internal, and then it's got some friction, a little drama possibly, but you're going somewhere really cool. And there are supportive people around you. There are very supportive people around you, so keep that in mind as well. I'm sending you all my best, Pisces. I will leave my website, my Instagram, and my email in the description box. I do private readings on Skype, on the phone, and I do pre-recorded readings as well. I would love to work with you guys. You are the best. I love it. I will talk to you guys in January. Have a beautiful December. Be patient with yourself and others, and it will all work out. Timing is everything. Remember that this month. Okay, talk to you soon. Love you. Bye.